Hey guys, what's going on? It is Ash here coming at you today in Clash Royale, and have you guys ever seen www.clashroyalearena.com? It's a really cool tool, and I saw that Clash Royale's official Twitter actually shout out one of these decks. Basically, people can build decks and give their full reviews on how each card is used. It's great if you're looking for new ideas, and it even kind of sorts things by the arena that they're good for. So I found this deck for Arena 5, and the guy who made the post, by the way, I'm going to go ahead and link this in the description. Be sure to check it out if you like the deck and show the guy who actually made it a little bit of love. So what he does is basically goes through the deck, he tells why he chooses every card, he talks about the best combinations for the deck. You can see this is the deck that we're going to try on my free-to-play account today, so it should be a lot of fun. I am going to make one substitution, even though he says don't make any substitutions. I'm going to take out the Spear Goblins, I'm going to put in the Mega Minion. So you guys can pause and you can read all his information here if you'd like to. And also, just to give credit where credit is due, the creator of this post in decks name is Talcalmo. So huge shout out to him, and let's see if this deck is any good. You can see here, by the way, like I said, he has like general combinations and strategy that you want to kind of rely on this deck. So I took the time to actually read this through before I started recording, but on the other hand, I haven't actually played the deck, so we are going to be fresh with the deck. I haven't practiced at all, which may or may not have been a good thing to do, but what we'll do is kind of hop into a few matches. I'm sure we're going to win some and lose some. I'm right around 2,400 cups right now on my mini account. I have a level 3 Pekka that I just unlocked. I just got enough cards on my free-to-play to upgrade to level 3, so I'm super excited about that. So I want to give him a whirl, but before we do so, we should give credit to the author of today's post and deck, and that is Talcalmo. And like again, guys, go ahead and check him out in the description below. And the site is overall like really good and a good tool to kind of switch things up. And if you like text-based advice and information, by all means check that out. So here we are. We're on the mini account right now, and I'll tell you what, it's probably going to be a little bit longer of an episode. I'm at 2410 right now in cups, and what I want to do is get to 2,500. 4,500 would be very impressive, but no. 2,500. My cards are, you know, about average level, I guess, for level 9. Right, my Pekka is level 3, as I mentioned. My rares are, and this could be trouble right off the bat here. Come on, Mini Pekka. My rares are level 6, and my commons are level 8 and 9. So I kind of have a mixture there. So this should be a pretty lucrative push here in the left lane, starting out with the Pekka and the Musketeer. So it's going to be Pekka, Musketeer. I'm going to drop these Fire Spirits in the back here, and then Mini Pekka. I kind of want to go all out here. I think my Pekka's probably going to die, but maybe Mini Pekka can get to that left tower, and Musketeer can do some DPS from long range there. So as you can see, guys, very well that little push went. That counter push, really, because he came out pretty aggressive out the gate, was able to stop that hog push using the Pekka. And the Pekka, the thing about him is he's not a great counter to a Hog Rider. Mini Pekka much better because he swings so slowly that the Hog's still going to be able to get at least 3 hits on your tower, and you don't want that. That's considered a very successful hog push, but luckily we were able to do a decent amount of damage on the other side. So again, guys, still learning this deck. Obviously the Bomber is going to be one of our main defensive tools, along with the Inferno Tower and the Mega Minion that we added in there instead of the Spear Goblins. Now if you don't have your Mega Minion up to tournament level standards, then by all means go ahead and just use the Spear Goblins like Talcalmo suggested in the original post. So you can see how valuable this Inferno Tower is defensively, and really, guys, the reason I'm bringing this deck to you on this account today is because I did think it was a pretty nice, balanced, and cool. You don't see a lot of Pekka play right now in the current meta, but I thought it would be cool to bring you guys a non-meta deck that actually can be effective all the way from Arena 5. The guy who wrote this post said it got him from Arena 5 all the way to Legendary Arena. Now, I'm not sure I would recommend this in high-level Legendary Arena, just to be totally honest with you guys. The reason being is because Pekka just has so many counters the higher you go in terms of level and in terms of the type of meta decks people are using. But today, I'm going to go ahead and put this Inferno Tower way up here to preemptively take down that giant there. So this push looks to be kind of dead, semi. No, we're alive here. I mistook the amount of HP that my Pekka had, so it looks like this is definitely going to be tower down right now. So as I mentioned, this is probably going to be a little bit of a longer episode. As you can see, tower now officially down. We're up 1-0, and look at only 15 seconds left on the clock, and I just got to defend here. That was kind of a sloppy defense there to end things out, but hey, we do start with a victory. It looks like I'm just going to drop the Inferno Tower just in case here, but we should be pretty good. Now, again, no legendaries here. I do have 2 legendary cards on this account, but I'm not going to be playing them today. I'm just going to be sticking with this deck that seems to be pretty decent. It's a pretty balanced deck. It has a nice defensive arsenal and a nice offensive arsenal, so we should be pretty good to go. So as I said, this is going to be a little bit longer of an episode to break things up, to switch things up, to make things a little bit interesting. I do want to bring in 2 talking points if I can, both play and talk about other stuff at the same time. You know that's always a challenge for yours truly, but I'll do my best as I always do. So I'm going to put the Pekka on the river here, and it might be a bad move. We'll have to wait and see, but this could be a pretty good first push. I'm going to use Bomber right in front of the Pekka to kind of clear out those archers real quickly there, and actually that was probably a bad move as he did die. But look at this. Pekka at like 50% HP. I think he's used all his elixir there. He plays the witch near the river, and that's actually a bad move, unfortunately for him, because he played it right in the line of sight where I could drop the Mega Minion, take down the witch with the help of the Musketeer, and again, another match where we're out to a very, very early lead. So I will talk about a couple things. I want to talk about tournaments a little bit more for you guys in today's episode. I have put a lot of thought into tournaments, and I figured, you know, a longer episode, probably a good time to talk about them and how they can be made better again, and it's actually really simple. It's not a big in-depth thing. Oh, a giant skeleton, interesting. So I want to talk about that, and I will share another story. A lot of you guys seem to like story time from my Jason Deck 2.0 video, where I told about me being nude as a a nice woman and her family tried to enter in my hotel room when I was double booked. So if you want to hear that story, go back and listen to the Jason Deck 2.0 as I take down the King Tower. So that wasn't too bad. I was able to talk about what I wanted to talk about. Not actually talking about it, but talking about what I wanted to talk about while I pulled off a 3 crown. So guys, this might actually be a pretty short episode if we keep winning like this. Granted, you know, full admission, guys, I'm pretty low in cups for my level right now, and the reason being is because I just haven't played this account this season yet. To be honest with you guys, haven't played it this season, so been doing a lot of traveling and playing my main account, so this kind of got neglected, and you guys know how it goes. I'm going to play another Pekka on the bridge here to kind of tank for this Musketeer, and he played the Golem there, so this is probably going to be right tower down here, so let's see what he does. With the Golem, I'm going to use the Inferno Tower, so I have Zap ready to protect my Musketeer here. I'm going to zap right now to keep my Musketeer alive, and then I'll play the Inferno Tower, and it looks like it should definitely be right tower down. In fact, it is, so we're looking pretty good to start out this match. And you can see the Inferno Tower, the beauty of like the Inferno Tower, Barbarians, Minions, all these strong defensive units is that you can go ahead and overcommit just a little bit on your offensive push, as I did there in the right lane, and then kind of lean back and rely on that Inferno Tower or defense or, you know, Minion Horde to counter the big tank that's coming in the opposite lane. So now we're just going to kind of defend again here. He's coming at me with the Mini Pekka, so I'm going to Mini Pekka of my own there, and the Bomber should help supplement this little defense here, and we should be looking pretty good. So we will do story time later on in the video, maybe after we lose our first match. My punishment or your punishment will be that you have to hear one of my stories. So that's how we're going to do that. So let's talk about tournaments. since we're already kind of winning this match here, and against a beatdown deck, this deck is actually really good. I have so many counters for Giants and Golems, the Pekka, the Inferno Tower, the Mega Minion, the Musketeer, obviously, and most importantly, maybe, we have the Inferno Tower. So, he got a Lumberjack in there, but it's not going to be that big of a deal. I'm going to go ahead and put the Mega Minion on this Golem, but the thing about tournaments is, right now, they're just not worth it, even though, you know, in terms of the gem cost for the creator, of course, you are getting decent value out of those gems, but that would be as if you're actually just buying the cards for yourself, and that's not the case. We know that, you know, on the 10K tournaments right now, people are investing, 1,000 people are investing 1 hour. 1,000 people, by the way, going for another 3 crown here, 1,000 people are investing 1 hour in the game. That's a lot of time invested, and we get the 3 crown. Oh, so close. I thought we were going to get that. Okay, I'm just going to Musketeer here on defense, and then we'll play... the thing about this deck is no direct damage, though. You know, I have a lot of weapons, but I don't have, like, that Fireball, that Rocket, those arrows. Obviously, just the Zap spell, but that's not going to cut it against this tower, although maybe, you know what, whatever, I'll zap it, but I'm not going to get the 3 crown. I spoke too soon, guys, I spoke too soon. But, okay, 1,000 people, all devoting an hour of time to a tournament, and the prizes are pretty lackluster when you think about potentially up to 1,000 hours going into one event. You know, that just doesn't make a lot of sense. Grand challenges are where it's at right now. So let me open up a new chest here, and we'll hop right back into battle. So Grand Challenges is where it's at. People farm their cards, their decks to max level just on Grand Challenges. Now, granted, it does cost $1 basically every single time you want to do one, but if you have the money, if you're not a free-to-play player, or maybe you are free-to-play but you just save up your gems, the definite best bet is Grand Challenges, and that's the problem right now. I mean, free-to-play players, if you can join a free tournament, that's great. I mean, there's nothing to complain about there at all. But if you don't mind spending $1, your time is much better spent just farming Grand Challenges. And that creates a problem. It's creating a lack of interest in tournaments. It used to be that I throw up a tournament and it fills up literally within a minute, and that may be a bad thing actually, but now it takes like 5-10 minutes to fill up one of these max 1,000 person tournaments, and to my mind, that's because the interest might just not be there anymore, you know, as compared to the popularity now with the popularity of Grand Challenges. So what the heck am I doing in this match? Those are my tournament thoughts, by the way. I want to hear, that's going to be the question of the day. Do you guys agree or disagree with my thoughts on tournaments? Do you think they need improvements? Is there a better idea than the one I just shared with you guys? I want to hear your thoughts. And by the way, guys, I do read every single comment on these videos for the first 12 hours after I post them. I don't have time to respond to all of them, but look at this. Snuck the mini Pekka in, and you know what? I am multitasking here, so I'm pretty proud of that sneak in there. I figured my opponent kind of overplayed their hand offensively, so I decided to go super aggressive on the counter push, adding that mini Pekka to it, and you can see actually ended up working out pretty well for me. So Inferno Tower down here, and interesting, the Giant and the Wizard combo. I'm going to play the Musketeer over here so she targets the Wizard, and then we'll try to get something going. But the problem here is I don't have that second tank in this deck. You know, I don't have my Ice Golem is only level 1. I think I just unlocked him now. And Ice Golem, I feel like Ice Golem would fit beautifully in this deck. Maybe for the Bomber. The Bomber does present or provide that great AoE splash damage, but at the same time, I think a Knight or an Ice Golem might be better suited in that place in the deck. I mean, the problem is my only tank is the Pekka, and of course, he's great, but he costs a lot of elixir, so I don't have that quick tank option. So he's coming at me with that big meat shield, the Giant. There's a lot behind that Giant. I don't know why I just placed those Fire Spirits on the river there, knowing that they wouldn't hop the river. Fire Spirits do not hop the river, so good Barbarian play on his part here. This guy, I was able to get to his tower, but now he's actually doing very well against me here, just chipping away at my left tower, and I'm not able to get any of my units to his tower. I'm going to play another Pekka close to the bridge here, and that was a mistake, I think. it looks like, unfortunately, everybody ran ahead of my Pekka, and again, he's my only tank, so that was actually a poor play by yours truly there. So I'm going to reload again with the Inferno Tower. He's coming at me with Barbarians again. Luckily, I do have this Bomber for this situation, but the thing is nothing to target those minions. It looks like he might get another hit on my tower. No, he does not, so that was okay. We kind of staved that off, but again, he's doing very well at conserving his elixir from my counter pushes, so again, I'm late on the Pekka. Jeez, guys. Late on the Pekka again. It would be awesome to Fireball at this point, so I need some direct damage. A great deck, don't get me wrong, but I feel like I need that Fireball here, especially against Barbarians, Wizard, and he keeps putting them so close to the tower. Obviously, he knows at this point that I don't have that direct damage answer, and it looks like that's going to end in a draw, unfortunately. So, what are we, 3-0-1 right now, or is it 2-0-1? I think it might be 2, I don't even know. I think we have 2 wins and 1 tie. We'll have to go consult the video afterwards, guys. So here we are. We're back into it. We have an interesting, not a bad starting hand here. I'm gonna play the Bomber. I never like to play my super expensive unit as the first unit, so I'm not gonna drop the 7 elixir on that Pekka. It just leaves me way too vulnerable to a hog push, or really to like a giant push as well in the opposite lane. So now I'm able to defend here. Inferno Tower, Bomber, and Musketeer. I'm trying to get this Pekka down, Mini Pekka that is, and the Mini Pekka is going to do a little bit of tanking here, and then I'm going to rely on that Musketeer and the Bomber to do the rest of the damage, and I am able to get a nice 2 or 3 swings off that, 3 Musketeer alert. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and play the Fire Spirits and the Zap first. So it's going to be Zap Fire Spirits. Just buy me a couple seconds there, and then Mega Minion will finish the job. So I believe he actually only got like 1 Musketeer hit off on my left tower, and that is good. That's a very good thing. So a Furnace. I hate going against a Furnace. I hate going against a Tombstone, especially when I don't have the Fireball. So I'm going to kind of reload. I'm going to take a couple Fire Spirit hits probably because the Pekka is so slow moving. Actually, that probably was poor timing because I think this next round of Fire Spirits are going to hit both the Pekka and my tower, and that's not good. And there it is. Womp womp. Okay, so he plays a Giant. So I'm going to play Musketeer and Bomber and try to get a little push going, but he probably has enough damage. I don't know what he's going to play right now, but I'm going to try to get the Mega Minion, try to make this a real big push, and the 3 Musketeers. That's going to hurt, but thankfully, I think what will happen here is I'm going to zap. That was probably a poor zap. I wanted to buy a little bit extra time for my Musketeer to do some damage, but that was not the case. Oh boy, and this is going to be awful here. I really, really overextended my hand there on offense, and then he was able to come back and take down my tower. And truthfully, that was just really sloppy play by yours truly there. I'm going to stop what he has going on over here. Hopefully he doesn't 3-crown me, but it looks like it might be story time, guys. I'm going to be super aggressive with the Mini Pekka, and that was awful again because why? Because he had full elixir. Why'd I send in a Mini Pekka to his death, mind you? And this is probably going to be a GG 3-crown here. So I'm going to Inferno Tower, and here's the Giant. This is not going to be good. I'm going to Musketeer way in the back here and try to Fire Spirit, and that was awful too. And yeah, we're just going to forget about this match. I'll edit this out later on. Joking, I don't edit out losses. But that's going to be 3 crowns, so that's going to set us back a few cups. So we're going to need to win a bunch in a row. That was GG, man. GG. So minus 29, we're back down a significant amount here. So let's go ahead and pick up some W's. And while I do so, actually, let me kind of set the table here on this match before I get into story mode. So what I'm gonna do here is start off with the Musketeer. I want to make sure we actually win this match, so we're not here for an hour and a half. So starting off with the Musketeer, and he's starting off with the Valkyrie. So maybe a trifecta deck we could be going against. If that is the case, then I'm not scared at all. I'm going to play the Mini Pekka way back here just in case a Hog is on tap here. It looks like it's not, so I'm just going to go ahead and kill these archers with my Mini Pekka, and then I'm just going to reload with the actual Pekka at the bridge here. So it's going to be Pekka, Fire Spirits, Mega Minion will be my push. You know what? I'm going to switch to the Bomber because who knows what he's going to counter my Pekka with. That's why the Bomber is actually pretty decent in this deck because, you know, the most common counters to the Pekka are going to be like goblins, skeleton army, a lot of mass ground troops for the most part. Like in this case, it could be spear goblins on my next run, and I want to be ready for that skeleton army and the spear goblins that I know my opponent has at this point. But anyway, I don't want to prolong the inevitable here. Let's get to story time 2.0, actually 3.0. I kind of started this actually like a month ago, and I figured that, a half an hour plus is a long time just to hear Musketeer played behind the King Tower. Okay, Pekka played at the river. Oh, another Musketeer. Oh, a giant. So I figured on these longer episodes, I would switch things up and just add a story to every video. So this is actually the third story I'm going to tell to you guys. The first one was about the first time I ever played Scroll, which was the first name for Clash Royale at Supercell headquarters, and that was way back at ClashCon. The second one, as I mentioned already, was me nude in front of the family at LA in the King's Cup. And the third one is going to be an embarrassing hitting on a girl story. So for my 30th birthday, which was a long, long time ago because I'm an old man, me and two of my very best friends in the world, they got permission from their wives to leave their families and come with me, the crazy single friend, to San Diego. So we went to San Diego for the first time, West Coast. It was a lot of fun, and what we figured was, what are we going to do in San Diego? We're going to hit the beaches, because they have some really, really awesome beaches. By the way, this could be a good push here on the right, so keep an eye on this. Ooh, that minion horde is really going to cramp my style. I can't get the Fire Spirits there in time because he has that Mega Minion, or he had the Mega Minion. I'm going to play Fire Spirits now, though, behind my Inferno Tower just to protect here, and I'll get back to the story. I'm probably going to play Pekka at the bridge here on the left this time. This should be good. This should be good here. I'm going to play both Pekkas, the Pekka combo, and I was a little bit, okay, good. Making sure that tower did target my Pekka instead of the mini Pekka, and it's all for naught because he loaded up that defensive. Jeez, he dropped Mega Minions, Minion Horde, Archers, Goblins, you name it. He dropped it there to prevent my Pekka combo from getting to that left tower. I'm going to defend with the Inferno Tower. Look at me, trying to get back to story, and this match just has a lot of action going on right now, and we are in overtime. So let me concentrate here. This is going to be a draw. Forget it. I mean, this is a draw. 30 seconds left, and we haven't touched each other's towers at all. So we really just kind of met our mirrors here. I'm going to play a bomber back here, and I have the Pekka already near the tower. I don't have a log, unfortunately. It would be good to launch a log at all these troops right here, but I should be fine, and maybe, just maybe, I'll get to his tower offensively here. I don't think there's enough time, though. I'm going to play two Pekkas. Now, if there was enough time, there's no way he could stop two Pekkas, a mini Pekka, a bomber, a mega minion. There's just no time for me to get to the actual tower, but this would be GG on my part. So, okay, match one, it's good. We're back on our winning ways here, and you can see, oh, so close. So back to the story. We're in San Diego. We're just hanging out at the beaches, having a good time. We're drinking some beers. We're going out for a swim, and we run into these two bikini babes in the Pacific Ocean. And we're talking, and they really seem to like us, which is, everything's going well. It's early in the day, and we have aspirations of inviting these cuties to join us for a night on the town. But everything kind of goes awry. All of a sudden, we're swimming in these big, beautiful, awesome waves are, passing over us, and we're having a great time. They're from Ohio. We're from around the Boston area in Massachusetts. We get to know them a little bit. If you're watching, by the way, ladies, I'm very sorry about what happened. So what ended up happening is all of a sudden, they just swim away. They just leave us. And we're like, hey, guys, where are you going? And we're swimming towards them. And then they're swimming further and further away, and they're kind of like whispering. We can't hear what they're not whispering, but they're talking very quietly to each other, and we can't make out what they're saying. And then I look at Dan, my friend, and I say, "Dude, why are they swimming away, man? I mean, what's going on here?" Let me just kill this baby dragon real quick. I didn't say that to Dan. I said that to you guys. So baby dragon down. I'm gonna drop the mini Pekka, and hopefully this will be a nice little push here. So I go, "Dude, where are they going?" And Dan goes, "Man, dude." I don't know why I keep saying dude. We don't call each other dude that often. But he goes, "Man, you have boogers all over your face." And then I'm like, what? And then I swear this is not out of like some sort of a sitcom. This is true life, 100%. Ouch, that lightning hurt. And I said, and I swear to you guys, I go, "Dude, You have boogers all over your face. Like, this is such a corny story, but I just thought it was so funny that we were talking to them, and then they both must have been like, dude, or I don't know why they're saying dude, but they must have been like, girlfriend, my guy has snot all over his face. And you guys know, I mean, hopefully you guys have been there where you're in the water and just like something happens with your nose and all of a sudden, next thing you know, things aren't looking too pretty over there. So that's what happened, you know? I mean, it happens to everybody, but apparently these females, I don't know, these San Diego girls, California girls, you know what the Beach Boys said. Okay, that doesn't make any sense, but you know, that they weren't feeling it. They don't like boogers. They don't like snot coming out of your nose. So you youngins out there who, you know, maybe you're starting to get into the dating arena, so to speak, no pun intended, Clash Royale, you know, some advice for you is probably swimming might not be your best first date. And if it's going to be, make sure you bring a couple waterproof tissues. And there you go, that's story time. So that will be the third story of Clash with Ash. So now we can actually concentrate on this match. I probably should already have this tower down here, but I keep coming up with some sloppy pushes. Thankfully, this is going to do the trick. So tower down, we are back in business with a couple wins in a row. I think we had win, win, tie, loss, win, win, win? I don't know. But look at this, we're 3 cups away from doing it. So let's go ahead and get another win. That way we can end the video. So do I want to make any changes? I'm almost tempted to go ahead and swap in like Fireball for maybe Fire Spirits or for Bomber, just because I would love to have that direct damage, but I think I'm probably, I don't know, or Arrows. You know what, I'm just going to roll with the deck that he actually created because that's the point of today's video. If you guys, again, you know, I have no affiliation with that website, but if you're looking for that type of content or tools in the written format, I know a lot of you guys probably would actually benefit from ideas on that website and websites like it. So Clash Royale Arena is one of them. I'm sure there's a lot others out there. So yeah, check them out and see what you think, guys. So this guy's not doing anything to start the match. I'm just going to go ahead and play Fire Spirits in the opposite lane of that wizard, of course, and hopefully that will be, you know, a good 400 damage off this tower. And it is, so I love it. What a great start. So that's what I call chip damage. A Fire Spirits, 2 Fire Spirits to the grill, so that was good. So Inferno Tower down, we're just going to go ahead and zap and Mega Minion here, but that wasn't the best defense, but it looks like he's not going to get any damage done to my tower, so that will be okay in my book. So we're going to go ahead and save up for a Pekka push, I think. It's just kind of tricky right now because we know that he's sitting on full elixir as well at the same time that we will be. So, excuse me, I'm going to go ahead and play the Pekka, the big Pekka. I don't know why I call the mini Pekka a Pekka and the Pekka a mini Pekka. That doesn't make any sense. But anyway, I am going to play the actual big Pekka, who is a female, and that's no good. Wow, I'm going to drop the wow. A Sparky deck. Oh no, so he has Sparky. That's not good. So the thing is, I don't have any great counter to Sparky, besides Mega Minion and Zap, obviously, but my only reset is going to be Zap for the Sparky, so I have to remain aware of that. So I'm just going to let this, oh boy, this is going to be a tough push to stop here. But luckily, I think I can make it happen. I'm going to Zap the Sparky right now to reset him right away, and then we'll put the Bomber to the left of Sparky here. The Sparky is going to take down that Inferno Tower, but that's what I wanted to have happen, because now the tower can concentrate on the giant, and as you can see, I was able to take down Sparky using that Bomber. So that actually worked out really well, that defensive sequence, but now we do have to be ready for Sparky on future pushes by this guy here. So let's see, what do we want to do here? I mean, ideally, we would counter one of these big pushes, and then we would have a big push of our own in the form of a counter push, but he's coming at me again with Sparky. We know that the giant is going to be coming afterwards. What I'm going to do again is just zap Sparky to reset as soon as he gets to my Musketeer. I want to take down the wizard, and I do so that was good. So Pekka's not going to die by the Sparky, at the hands of Sparky, so we're going to use the Inferno Tower to take down the giant, and Mega Minion will go over here and take out that Sparky. So we're playing good defense, but I gotta be honest with you guys, finding it difficult to get a good push going. Obviously, using the Mini Pekka Fire Spirits in the right there, and I don't even get a hit off on his tower. Meanwhile, he has the Musketeer coming across the river here. I'm gonna take down the Musketeer with the actual Pekka, and then I'll back him up with the Musketeer again of my own. But unfortunately, this is actually probably going to be going to be trouble for me. Granted, I am going to get a lot of damage done off that Giant there. Actually, the Giant's dead before he even gets to the bridge, so that was actually not too bad. I'm going to have to, again, use the same play on this Sparky here, though. Mega Minion, and then I'll have the Zap ready. In the meanwhile, let's go ahead and get a Pekka and Bomber in the right lane here. See if we can get anything going, and boy, did I screw that up. Need to drop Bomber much, much later. That was bad on my part. I'm not going to get anything going offensively if I can't even get my Pekka to the tower for a couple hits. You can see 2 hits, that wasn't too bad, but 20 seconds left in overtime, and this deck, for all its good things, it doesn't have a lot of speed, so it's not like I have that Hog Rider that I can quickly send to the tower. Mini Pekka is really my only option, so, you know, 7 seconds left in Sparky behind the tower, it's going to be a draw, so unfortunate there. You know, had I not played that Bomber so bloody early near that Pekka, I probably would have had a shot at getting down that right tower. So that was my bad, but, you know, it wasn't a loss, so maybe we'll get the W on this next match here. So let's go against this guy here and see what we have for a starting hand. Don't love this starting hand here. I'm gonna play the Mega Minion in the corner here, and then I'm gonna see what he does. So the reason we did that is because obviously, you know, the golden rule here is we're not going to start out with a Pekka. I'm going to sneak the Mini Pekka in the left lane. I'm going to have Zap ready. We'll see what he does. This is kind of exploratory at this point. I'm going to Zap. That was a bad Zap. He would have gotten 1 hit either way. Okay, so here's a Royal Giant. I'm going to wait and a little bit late on a little bit early on my Inferno Tower there, but it's okay because I'm able to protect my tower. Unfortunately, he has Royal Giant and Princess, so that's not going to be an easy combination to stop, seeing that we only have the Zap spell, again, in a time which I would like to have Fireball or Arrows in this deck, so I am going to go ahead and advocate, if you guys want to try this deck, one recommendation, a Royal Giant Sparky Princess deck. Man, this is like almost a Payfecta type deck. So it's not really, but you know, it's expensive is what I'm saying. A lot of legendaries here. So I'm gonna put Musketeer over here. We're gonna need something defensively on the right, and that something's going to be the Zap spell to reset and Mega Minion to kill the Wizard while the Musketeer kills the Sparky there. So wasn't too bad there. And this is actually a pretty good push here because the Musketeer is going to be the one doing most of the damage on the right lane. Granted, the Bomber did get a few hits off that left tower, so that was actually really good for us. And look at this, both of our towers are very, very close to full health. So, what do we want to do now, guys? I'll tell you what I'm thinking. I'm thinking Pekka push to the left, because I know he's going to come at my right tower because I have like a sliver of HP off it. So there it is. He's playing his Princess. And you better believe he's going to come at me with the Royal Giant again, and there it is. So what I'm going to do is play the Inferno Tower. This time, I'm going to play it a little bit late on purpose, so that way I can zap him back to the Inferno Tower once he's in range of my tower, which is really important. So Mega Minion takes down the Wizard, Inferno Tower takes down the Royal Giant, and of course the tower was able to help. See how we used the zap spell to redirect that tower? So I'm going to play the... Ooh, that hurt. I hate the one-shot kills on Musketeers when you're at the level disadvantage. But you can see this is actually a pretty good push here. I have Mini Pekka and Pekka, and you should note here that the tower is actually locked on to Pekka and not Mini Pekka, which was pretty good, but he was able to stop me with those minions, unfortunately. So the good thing for me is that the Royal Giant is very low on HP. I'm going to play the Pekka in front of this Mega Minion, and he will do the tanking from the tower onto that Mega Minion. And look at this, guys. This is really good. It's going to be Pekka onto the tower. Pekka on the tower, guys. Pekka on the tower, and that's going to be it. 35, why do I keep saying 35? 2,500 cups. We've reached our episode goal. So guys, thank you so much for staying with me all the way till the end of the video. This has been a long one. I hope you enjoyed the format. I hope you answered the question of the day and comment on my story and let me know. Do you guys like story time? Do you want to hear more of it? Do you want to hear less? I'd love to hear from you guys. So thank you so much for watching, and as always, Take care, guys.